So as promised, let's look at the very same item offline on your computer, which will be used for administration. So for example, if you want to have a particular student taken off the system, so they're not part of the course anymore, then you can only do it in OneNote offline. You can't do it in the online version. So I'm going to open it in OneNote. There's several ways of doing this, which you'll see throughout. But as I've got the class notebook open, I can just click on Open in OneNote, and it's going to give me this little message. We need to click on this box here. And when OneNote is open, here we go, potential security concern. So we just click away on that one. You can see that I have all of the students down here and the sections. This little item, which has just put a tick on it, is saying that it's syncing. So any changes that are made either in the offline version or the online version, they will be synced. And that is where we've got a little bit of a problem when we start deleting students. What tends to happen if you delete a student, it syncs and the student reappears, and it can be very frustrating. There's very little online in the form of forums or help that gets you around that issue, but I'll take you through that later. So here we are at the top. We've got student 1 that we're looking at. Student 1 down here is highlighted, and I've got all the tabs that student 1 has, and as we can see, we've got a little bit of marking here. So the student has copied in the work from the content library. They can do it offline too, from the content library. So this one is the CPU. I think I actually deleted this one. It was a test version. They've copied it in. They filled out a box here. I've marked it using some of the online tools or even offline tools. So we can draw items on our sheet. So you can give them a mark, you can give them a tick. It's telling you who's editing. So this is what I set up. It says KW, and this is what the student did, S1, so we can see quite clearly. You can put links in. I've got one to a video here to help, and I can also put stickers in to say well done, etc. So that's what OneNote offline looks like. We should have exactly the same online. We can continue going back to OneNote online. Yeah, and student 1, let me think where that one was. So if I go to computer systems, no. As you can see, it can be rather a traumatic experience of locating and finding work. To that end, it would be very useful if you mirrored your setup, which we will get to later, to what the student has. Then you can say, can you copy this file from class notes to class notes, from homework to homework, and then you'll find their work easier. So this is the online version, as you can see, and the offline version, very much the same. So if I go to draw, maybe I can just say you need to improve a little bit, maybe change what you do there, give me a better answer, put in another picture, and eventually that will sync. I just click on sync now. That will sync with the offline version, and there you go, even in the offline version we've got it straight away. So it's quite useful for marking students' work, it's quite useful for setting up work, but it can be a little bit of an administration nightmare, and that is basically what I want to take you through.